It says we're live, but I have my doubts.
She has issues.
That's not me. It's not
She
me.
has issues with this. She doesn't trust it.
I don't trust anything. Nope. I don't see it. No.
Nope. Uh-uh.
No. Oh, here we go. Here. Oh, yes, I see it now. Hi, everyone. Hi. So let's start off with hello, Kathy Weissman. Bree, girl, I'm glad you're here today, Bree. Who else? Kitty Cat. Hey, Kitty Cat girl. How you doing, Kathy? She's like, I wonder if tapping the hearts works like TikTok, where it pushes out your live out as a system. Girl, I don't know nothing about no TikToks or Tic Tacs or Tic Tac Toes. I don't know.
Are there hearts?
I have hearts. I have hearts.
I didn't know YouTube had hearts.
Yeah, it does in the chat. Okay.
Oh,
Good.
in the
Hey,
chat.
Donna. So, Daniel, welcome to my
Hi.
channel.
Thanks for having me over for chit chat.
Anytime. Obviously, you stepped into Double D. You stepped into it, onto it, about it. So, Daniel, how's the weather where you are?
I'm always stepping into Double D. The weather is muggy today. If it weren't for the mugginess, today is because it's breezy. It would be okay. I think we're supposed to get up to like 82 or something. Now, the next couple days, we're going to be 90. And we've been humid for a week and a half now, and it's just disgusting. I don't like it.
So, do you guys normally get like a lot of humidity or no? Oh, you do? Okay.
Yeah, it's become quite common now. It's like we live in the South during the summer. Not quite as hot, but still, it doesn't matter. If you get humidity and it's above 75, it's going to be dang hot.
Kathy say we have a don't go outside advisory. LOL. No wall for me. I have a don't go outside advisory for myself most days because I don't want to see no people. But okay, there's that. Why is it the heat or air pollution? It's Maine, probably not air pollution. Hey, Amanda. So good evening. Yes, good evening. Us here in the UK. Um, it's a beautiful day. Last few days have sucked. Yeah, well, same here. And you could argue that the days here are beautiful if you had AC, because it has got up to don't mock me when I say in the 79. 79. Now that sounds like everybody in Texas is laughing right now because that would be winter. But it's been humid, hot, ain't no breeze, ain't no air, and I just like today was the last day of this BS. So tomorrow it's supposed to be tomorrow's high is supposed to be 70. Thank you. Because
My thing is, if it's above 75, it's hot. If you don't have air conditioning,
yeah,
I mean, a house, no matter how many windows you got and all that stuff, doesn't, especially if it's humid, doesn't matter, especially if the wind's not blowing. That ain't going to do a thing for you.
the wind not blowing is the one. Now, if it was a breeze or something, I'll take it. But it was like still hot. And then yesterday, it rained yesterday morning for like, oh, I don't know, 5 minutes, just so the sun could come back up and make it humid.
That's what it's been doing here. So it'll like thunderstorm really bad for maybe a half an hour, and then the sun will come back out, and then it'll be humid. And then it will do it again in the evening.
Yeah, I don't
And
like
it's
it.
done that for the last 3 or 4 days. We've had tons of rain. My yard, children, my yard. I have to mow tomorrow because I don't have to work, and it's going to take me 3 hours to mow my little
Yeah,
yard.
yeah,
It is huge. I
big.
let it go way too long in the first place, and then all this stuff on top of it has just made it gigantic. And I don't know. I may burn up my mower.
Yeah. LaDonna said it's back in the 90s here. Some people, yeah, they had a bad storms over where LaDonna's at. Man, that was crazy. Just showing pictures of all people's trees snapped and stuff. Amanda says 22 Celsius, y'all. Just started raining here. Lucky dog. I want it to rain here. It's been 22 plus. Yeah, see, that's for us. That's hot, especially for Scotland. 22 Celsius ain't no joke. Basically, a Category 2 storm hit Omaha. Jeez, yeah, it was bad. You had showed us if you was following LaDonna on Instagram. She put a lot of pictures on there. Man, it's crazy.
That's the thing with these storms; they'll come in and they have basically hurricane force winds in them. It may
Yeah,
not be like a hurricane that lasts for, but it's still all you need is that wind to come through and it'll damage everything.
yeah, for real, it's no joke. But all right, guys. So we're gonna start off today with Daniel. Daniel's on my channel. He's my guest, so I'm gonna let him kick off Double D Live Chat. What you want to talk about, Willis?
Well, I always talk out my rear, so we're going to do it again today.
Okay.
I'm more of just a come on in, set a still, let's have a chit chat off the top of our head, and we don't know what we're talking about. That's the kind of talk I like. So, I'm bringing up a subject because I'm having a midlife crisis again. I tend to have several, evidently. And this is just for me, just my opinion for myself. I'm not saying for other people or anything. And also just to get feedback on stuff, because to me, this is a very complicated subject,
Okay.
especially in the digital world. I'll put it that way. So my thing is I'm becoming overwhelmed with things and I want to go minimalist. I need to go back to the way it was, to where I don't have all this stuff around me and all these distractions and hear all the stuff that's going on in this world. I just, I don't want it. So getting rid of stuff in the house is one thing. Getting rid of the internet and getting rid of the smartphone and all that stuff is a whole different. What is that sound?
Do you hear?
Hearing a sound.
Oh.
So, anyways, that's where my quandary is coming up. The minimalist on the house I can do. I mean, I've done it before. I have no problems getting rid of stuff. Right now, I'm just setting on stuff because there might be a future sale coming up with certain people from Texas. And there I might be doing a, this I don't know whether it's going to happen or not. I might be doing a setup, as I talked about before, in a vintage market or whatever you call them. I can't, words. Car boot. All I want to say is car boot. I'm so used to Dolores saying car boot.
Flea market, like an antique
flea market. Thank you. Yes. So I don't know. So I can get rid of that stuff or just take it all to Goodwill. Whatever I'm not wanting. Which then, you might regret later, but I usually don't. My thing is I am, and this is the way I am with junk food and stuff. I cannot have it around or I'm going to just be a zombie. So that is the internet and the phone both. And I'm going to have to take my phone, get a different phone and a different plan. That's got to happen. But I thought about just getting a flip phone. All you do is text and you call. But my thing is I never really talk to anybody on the phone. The only person that I talk to is Dolores. And we do that through Marco Polo. In a flip phone, you're not going to do that. You're not going to have enough whatever to do that. So there's that. So the new phone I'm going to get will still be a smartphone. I'm hoping it has enough energy, enough data to do Marco Polo. Plus, for my work, you have to clock in and out at the different places you go to on your phone. You can't call. There is that. So that's not that big a deal. So there's that because, let's just be honest. If I don't have a way, like with Marco Polo, with Dolores, we're no longer going to be friends. Eventually, we'll still be friends. We won't hate each other or nothing like that. But you lose. I've this is with work friends. You become friends with people at work and stuff, and then if you leave, eventually down the
Yeah,
line, it
yeah,
just
that's true.
so it's sort of that type of thing. And the internet, I just sit and I watch other people's lives, and no matter how much I tell myself, no, we're not going. I always do. So and here's the thing: my computer, they're taking Windows 10 away. They will no longer support it next year. And you could still use it, but eventually it's going to lock up and you're not going to be able to do anything. That's the way they run these things. And my computer will not support Windows 11. It won't do it. So I'd have to get a whole brand new computer and stuff. And I'm thinking I should just let it go, because I could get a laptop and I could go to the library with Wi-Fi. So that would be where I would not be sitting watching this stuff all the time. If I needed to do something or had to do something, I would have to actually get out, physically move, and physically have to be around people. And so if I don't have that going on, then my focus might change to actually doing stuff in the house and doing stuff I need to, and maybe physically moving, and maybe not being depressed, and maybe not thinking, oh, look how they succeeded at this and how I failed at this and that type of stuff. So I kind of don't want technology, but we live in a world of technology. Every place wants you to sign up online if you get a job. Your bills are starting to where they're going to want you to pay them. And there are some places that you have to pay them online. Banking, a lot of that's done online. There's just all kinds of things with the internet that's run by it. I don't know. This is what I sit and go through all the time as I'm watching YouTube videos.
So, can I ask you a few follow-up questions, sir?
You can.
So, can I, maybe this is more of a statement. It, and don't take this the wrong way,
I
but
might. That's what we're here for. Double D life
yeah.
check.
Hey, Christy. Um, is you're wanting to do all this? You're. It's not the internet the problem. Is the problem? Is it a you problem or an
That's
internet?
what I said.
Okay. So if it's a you problem, how do you think? And this is just my question. It would be great to go back to the 1990s, and we're just all having to talk to each other, writing letters, calling on the telephone. You know, maybe sending an email if we're at that point in the 90s yet. But that's not the reality, and we will never go back. In fact, it'll get even more technological. Hey, Elizabeth. She can't look. She got Windows 10. She can't update her computer either. So that's how they get you to buy another one. So my thing to you is, can you not? And I know a lot of this, some of this is expense as well. Do you know what I mean? Some of it is expense, like it costs more to this. So you physically cannot stop yourself. You have no.
No, it's like having potato chips. If I buy a bag of potato chips, do you think I'm going to sit there and snack with that potato chip for the week? Do I look like I'm a weak snacker? No, I'm going to sit down and I'm going to mindlessly eat that whole bag of chips, just
Okay.
like I'm going to sit down with YouTube and I'm going to mindlessly, or with my smartphone in bed of a night, I'm going to mindlessly scroll through Instagram reels.
So this is, I meant to highlight this. This is from a don't measure your success by comparing yourself to others. It's very true. I don't.
Oh, I
Yeah.
know that, but you still,
Yeah,
you're
okay.
not going to tell me. Even LaDonna has to have come across at some point in time, somewhere. That's just human nature,
I think in
and
the,
I'm not saying I do that all the time. My thing is more about I'm not. I will sit down and mindlessly, because I don't want to. Not, don't take this wrong. I don't want to live life
No,
Not in the sense of I want it all to end. I just don't want to deal with my own life. So setting down and watching all this other stuff and seeing what other people are doing and that type of stuff, it's got to stop. And I
so
can't make myself stop. Even
you
I'll shut the
can.
computer off. I will shut it off, and 5 minutes later, I'll be back on the damn thing.
See, but it feels like you want to escape, but now you want to escape from escaping.
Well, I don't want to.
You do. That's exactly. You want to escape from escaping.
And I'm. You cannot be on your phone or the internet even for 2 minutes without being bombarded by all the stupid crap that's going on in this world. And if you don't have this, you won't hear about it. Only you will hear about it, but not like you do now. Just like you used to hear about things back in the day when people actually visited. And I won't hear anything because of technology. Nobody's going to come to my house and nobody's going to talk to me unless I'm on the internet. And that is the truth of the matter, because Dolores and I would not be friends if it wasn't for the internet. I would not know all you wonderful people because of the internet.
Right, exactly.
But I don't know you.
Okay.
You don't come visit. You don't talk to me on the phone. We don't, you know what I mean? And I'm not saying that in a mean way to everybody. Back in the day, you got to know people.
Right. No, I know, but you have to understand, back in the day is never coming back. Just pack it up, put it, take it out every now and again, look at it, and put it back. It's never going to happen again.
But that's what I'm saying. If I decide to do this, then goodbye, everybody.
Well, no, I mean, there's snail mail.
Yeah, they raised that too. 70 some cents a letter now. That's ridiculous.
But so the Donna said, have you considered scheduling your time, such time that you are allowed to mindlessly scroll? But see, I feel like yes, you can. Before you say no, let me stop you. I'm gonna stop you right there. You can. The problem is you don't want to. That's the difference. And I'm not being harsh, and I kind of am being harsh. And I'm saying this because, hi Heidi, because I don't want you to get rid of the things and not talk to you.
So that's selfishness on your end.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely a lot, yes. But at the same
what
time,
I preface this with this is all about me and my type of personality and the way that I deal with things. You can't put a bag of chips in my house and then tell me spread it out through the week, put it in little bags and portion it out and put it in your cabinet and then just go in and
you can't
time this. You just go in. I am not that type of personality.
You can do that, but you won't do that.
I'm not that type of personality. I am weak.
The type of personality you make.
I am weak. I am weak. I know myself way too well.
You're not destined to. I feel like in a way you're like I'm destined to be this way, and this is it, and that's all. That's not true. That's not true. You can change your. There's nothing set in stone. Just because for the last 45 years you've liked to just eat big old bags of chips, that's fine. That's the last 45 years. You can't change it, but what you can change is today, and tomorrow, and the day after that. That's what I'm saying. Because
I could get rid of the internet and I could go to the library when I need to go do something and physically get out. Sorry, I'm reading. Hold on.
So that's my husband. I have no issue with not eating the snack for weeks. My husband will constantly badger me, ask me, "You gonna eat it?" Yeah. And everybody has. And I'm not saying everybody. This is about you. But a lot of people feel the same way. I sometimes feel the same way. Not so much about the internet, but about potato chips. Don't put them in my house. I don't want them in my house. But I'm like, well, that's not fair. Another person lives in my house who ain't a fat twat.
Well, and that's the thing. I won't buy chips for a while, but then you get that craving. So I know even if I would get rid of the internet and go down to a dumber phone.
But Will you leave your house, Daniel? Probably not.
Well, here's the thing though. If I have to fill out an application and I don't have the internet here, I'm going to have to take my little laptop or go to the computers at the library, and I'm going to have to spend a few hours there filling out applications. Or if I have to pay something online, I'm going to have to get out, or I won't have a home to be not leaving.
Amanda has a good idea. Don't buy the chips, or buy cheap ones that you don't like, and you wean yourself off them. Pretty
Yeah,
darn
that
quick.
doesn't work. I've sat and ate stuff
You
that I
gotta
didn't
try to-
like just because I was down to the last stuff. I'm like, okay, I'll eat these now. And I'm not saying the internet is very useful. I mean, I love knowledge and I love looking, just asking stupid questions to see what the origin of something is
Yeah,
or all that stuff. And I'm not saying it's bad. Parts of it can be. I, for myself,
right. You're saying it's
absorb all this crap and it's too much for me sometimes. And
but
I'm talking about all the different
what's
crazy
going?
things that are going on in the world.
Yeah, absolutely. Can you not turn that part off? Like, okay, I see it, but I can't. I don't have to acknowledge. You don't have to acknowledge it.
Yeah, you do.
No, you
You go
don't.
into YouTube and they have your page there. You're going to see headline. I told you about a headline just a minute ago.
Yeah.
I see headlines all the time. That's enough to trigger me.
No, but you. I mean, here's the thing. You can get rid of those things and go like, because you can say when you get a suggestion, you can say not for me or not. I don't want this suggestion anymore. Click off of it. Click it away.
Well, yeah, but you're going to come across something.
Right, and you but also, so let's say you do get rid of the internet. We snail mail, and it's gone, and you're gonna go to the library and do all this stuff. So
Well, the reason I'm saying
yeah,
this stuff, let me preface this. The reason I said this stuff is because I lived that way for the
yeah, you
longest
did,
time.
yeah.
I didn't have internet. I didn't have internet until I started reselling.
Ever?
No, I would have it before, but I didn't have it for, I don't know, 2 or 3 years. I would go to the library.
I mean, yeah, but that yes, and you can still do that. But will you do that? That's the question.
I don't know. I can't answer that because I'm not doing anything having the internet. So I would not have to have the internet to find out if I'm still gonna stay the same or if it would change.
Yeah, I just think I understand what you're saying. I get it, and we all, and you're not alone in feeling that way. Like I don't want chips in my house because I eat them. I don't want to do this. I'm not going to. I'm going to stay up. Now there are days when I do not go on Instagram. I don't post. I don't go on. I don't go on YouTube. Don't even look. I don't look at my stats. I don't look at any of that stuff. It doesn't matter to me at the end of the day because none of those things define me. And there's days where I'll just read a book. Read a book. And so I'll
I don't I end up watching stuff on the because my, curiosity for knowledge about stuff makes me look at different, videos, or sometimes I Google and do that, but usually it's on YouTube, and then that's the rabbit hole because then it's another video and then something else. And like I said, I don't have the wherewithal or the energy to fight myself. I just don't. Um,
uh,
I but the thing is, if I give that up, there's no more Double D. There's no more me coming on talking and doing lives. There's, you have to have, and if you're doing that, you have to have Instagram to promote it so people are reminded, hey, yeah, that's going to be on. Because I mean, I get reminded about stuff through Instagram or
so you're telling.
community things. So I'm just in that dichotomy of
So
damned
what,
if you do, damned if you don't.
so what I'm hearing you say is two things.
I'm
One,
like,
well, the first thing is that you're going to put yourself in a prison of your own making. That's the first thing I'm hearing you say. And when I say prison, I mean that it is so much that you are limiting yourself intentionally because you can't sometimes handle the things that are going on in the world. And not every, and that's true with everybody. And that you waste too much time and you're not doing what is it you're going to do if you're not on the I'm just asking, what are you going to do with your time?
Well, my hopes would be my hopes would be
Mhm.
since I could focus away from this, and if I got bored enough that I would actually do stuff, projects around the house, projects around the yard, um, doing the minimalist thing, cleaning up, getting rid of stuff, straightening that out. Maybe, and I know this all can be done even if the internet's going. I'm just talking about my personality.
Yeah,
Maybe I might start walking. Maybe. I doubt it because it's hot and I don't like that.
sorry.
But I'm the type of person
Okay, but you keep using your personality.
I am because that's who I am.
But who you are can change. That's what I'm saying to you. Who you are can change. You can change who you are
Okay.
every single
Okay.
day.
I do know that. But who knows me better than me?
Okay. Well, and I feel like that's your out. Like
Out of what though?
that's
Out of what though? What am I see, this is what I like because for some people this is very triggering because they couldn't imagine not having the internet and their cell phone and their stuff
absolutely
and they're chatting to people and looking at their things telling them, hey, this is up, that's up, and all that stuff. So it's
amazing.
very triggering to them. Like I'm saying, everybody should
Hey,
stop
Devin.
this stuff. And
No, and
that's
I
I
get that.
preface the thing. I'm not saying that for everybody. I'm saying it for me,
Right.
but I'm also that other person with the phone and the internet and the connections and the being able to do things and looking up things and paying your bills like that and you know filling out those applications praying to god I get a full-time job.
And I mean, I get what you're saying, and uh, she can imagine it. Well, Don, no, I can imagine it, but a week unplugged is a different from permanently being unplugged. Exactly. That's what we're saying. I think that's what I'm saying. Is like, couldn't you just unplug for Dolores? I'm taking off for a week. I'm not talking to anybody. I'm not doing Instagram. I'm not any of this BS. I'm just gonna go work on some projects. I'm gonna take long walks. I'm not gonna eat crisps. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not gonna do any of this for a week. And
I
and if
bought
you
2 bags of potato chips a while ago, just so you know.
And if you let me know, then I don't have to try to call your sister and find out if she found your body. So if you tell me in advance, then I know I'm not going to talk to you for that week. But this is the whole thing. When we said this is a me and you pact. You have to make sure that we are talking to each other within so many hours or that we're calling the police.
Oh, this is from Dolores unless it's on her side and I don't hear from her. That's okay.
No, but you can see. But see, here's the thing. How I do if I don't hear from Daniel, and sometimes I feel like he doesn't want to be bothered. I'll go to his Instagram and I'll see when he was active, and if he was active within last 3 hours, I know he's alive. And I'm like,
Not
oh,
that she's stalking or anything, cyber stalking. Not that she does that. Not that the internet can keep you connected 24 hours a day.
well, no. But if I haven't heard from you, and I feel like you've had like a rough day, like I'm over it, and you do sometimes say like, not that you don't want to talk to me, but you just had enough. And so, and I like, I'll believe him, but then I go on Instagram to see when you were last active. And if it said 24 hours, I'd be like, okay, now there's time to. But if you tell me in advance, I'm
Well,
not going
and
to.
see, there you go. Because if I decide to delete socials,
But
but
you would
still keep the internet and still keep the phone, but if I delete the socials,
right, but then, but you would tell me you were doing that. It wouldn't just like one day you'd be gone, and I'd be like, what the hell? Let me call the police. If you and then we would have to figure out another way to communicate. So
well, see, that's the thing. I'm not saying that I don't want to communicate with people,
Oh
but
no, yeah,
nobody's going to call me on the phone. Nobody calls anymore. There are no. I mean, you all may have people in your lives where you talk back and forth on the phone. Nobody in my life will call. It's texting. Or with Dolores, it's Marco Polo, but that's because we're 500,000 miles apart from each other. And I have no idea what a phone call to England would be,
Oh, it would be expensive.
especially as much as we talk. I mean,
Yeah. Oh, we'd have to say 2 words and hang up. That'd be it. You alive? Okay, bye.
be like back in the day that we're talking about when you'd make a collect phone call and then they would know and you could hang up and
Oh, yeah. You call me collect. I am hanging up on you. That's confirmation you're alive. I'm good.
exactly. That's how it used to work. Call collect, they hear your voice and it's like, okay, bye. Nope.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I get why you want to do it. I'm not saying that why you want to do it. Um, you know, yeah, mom picked me up.
Kathy, yeah.
Pick me up, yeah.
Phone call from mom pick me up.
So I see why you want to. I see the allure of it. The this is wasting too much of my time. I could be doing XYZ if I wasn't doing this. But because I'm going to go based on your personality, that if you stopped doing this and scrolling on the internet, you would find some other excuse not to do what you need to get done.
But there's less something for me to
Right.
choose that for.
Because there's a lot of things. I have a whole pile of crows sitting there. I found 10,000 things to do today, but that didn't involve folding that basket of clothes. There they sit right there. I can turn this camera around. I have found 10,000. I got to go do this. Let me sweep this little corner here. That's been like that forever. Let me do this. Let me do that. Let me do this. You know. So,
you're doing something.
Yeah, but I'm not doing what I should be doing, folding those stupid clothes.
No, but you're doing something else.
To avoid folding the clothes.
Yes, but you're not sitting in front of a screen for 8 hours a day.
Hey, John Robert.
Ooh,
no, I'm not. No,
you
well,
might want to take some Imodium, Robert. John Robert.
Popping in before I'm pooping out. I mean, yeah, I just think that, yeah. So, but in order to get it back after you turn off the cost would stop you from reconnecting. Yeah. So, yeah, that's the thing. Oh, sorry. I have chomped through 2 Mars bar. Oh, I love it. 6 wine gums since I sat down. Look, it's okay to treat yourself.
I got a couple bags there, Amanda.
So I'm just saying that I get what you're saying. And you like, well, we don't really know each other. No, you and I do. We've seen each other through some hard shit. So I'll be real honest with you. We have. And I feel like, not that I know you inside and out, like I don't know your past. But what I'm saying is, I know you enough to say that when you really want to do something, oh, you'll do it. If it's what you want to do. And sometimes you'll do something that you don't want to do because you have to do it. I've seen you do that too.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I need to get rid of the internet, because I have to do it so I can do something.
Well, I mean,
because if it forced me to have, and the only reason I'm saying this is because, like I said, I lived it before. So I know, I know that I've done it before.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Where I had to, well, I got to do this and that. So on this day, I'll go to the library at this time and spend this much time and get this done, and then go back home. And yeah. And that was, now that I'm thinking about it, that was during the minimalist phase. It was. That's
the minimalist.
So now that I'm thinking about it, it was around, that's probably when I moved in the house. I didn't have internet and I just didn't get it.
Right.
Well, at the time I wouldn't have been able to afford it.
He's not proud to change his mind. No, because this could happen today, and then tomorrow or 3 weeks from now it'll be not different, but he'll be like, I decided I don't like this. I'm going to do something else. And that's everybody's right. You know what I mean?
Most of the time, this is what I do: is I argue with myself to, um, since nobody visits or calls, I have to be my own other person. So I'll
Right.
sit and argue this stuff out to see what the points
Yeah.
and stuff.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not saying there are times that it'll pop in, like Dolores said, something will pop in my head and it's going to get done. It's going to happen now. And it's going to seem sudden, but it is something that I've been contemplating for a little while. I've
Mhm.
just been kind of quiet about it. And then it seems like all of a sudden it's this rash thing. Um, but, kind of like walking out of my job. I was thinking about it for a long time.
Right. Yeah. It was just like he did one day. He
and
just said,
and it just, that day was the day that it hit me. And, you
like I
know,
said, hi everyone. The only thing you'll need is Google. Agreed. Uh,
so I don't know. These are just things I'm thinking about. And I go back and forth all the time. Like I said,
yeah.
I would be fine without the internet, but then I think, well, there would be no Double D. There would be no
Dolores.
doing live chat. Well, we could still chat on the phone if I had the phone.
Yeah. We can still chat. Yeah. Absolutely.
So I don't know. I just go back and forth because I think um, I'm eating up your time. I've
And I think
flipped
a lot
over
of
your
that,
time.
can I just be honest and say that a lot of that is slight depression? And it's a vicious cycle because you're depressed, so you eat to make you feel better. So, but you're now depressed because you ate too much, so you're going to eat.
Oh, the eating I don't give a shit about.
Ah,
It's this. It's this.
it's this
Not.
damn internet.
It is. It's this me getting sucked into living everybody else's
Yeah,
life but me. And it is partial depression, not wanting to deal with my own crap.
right.
I acknowledge that. But it's also, this stuff is made to make you be drawn in.
Your eyes bleed. Yeah.
And that's what these things are made from. They wouldn't have made them if they weren't going to make a lot of money by getting people to watch them. It's like being addicted to food, as I am, like the potato chips. They're made to make you want to just keep doing that. And
I understand the food
I don't
part.
know. The phone, I definitely have to calm down, but that's no big deal because I can still get Polo even on cheaper phone. So that doesn't bother me. This bothers me because I will shut things. I will. I'll shut it down. I'm like, okay, I'm done, and I'll go do something stuff, and then I'm like, oh, I have a bill to pay today. And 5 minutes later, I'm back on. I pay that bill, and I'm back on the watching YouTube videos. I don't right now. I don't have the wherewithal to
You
get.
don't feel like you have that self control in you at the moment.
I am, and I'm not meaning this to sound, but this is the way I feel. I'm so lazy right now, and there are plenty of things that I need to be doing, especially before winter. I got holes I got to caulk. I
Yeah.
got all kinds of stuff.
You said so. Learn how. Okay, so unplug your PC, lock your cables in your car for a few days, and see what happens. All right. Challenge accepted. Go ahead and do it, Dan.
Okay, I get that, but I also know that I still have the internet and I know where the cables are and I know where my car keys are at. And I don't care what time of night or what time of day it is. I know I can just go get them and plug it back in.
And
I'm like the groundhog. That little stuff isn't enough to deter me. I'll still go out and do what I want. I need it gone
all right. Well, he needs it going, y'all.
until tomorrow. And then I'll be thinking, oh no, I'm fine.
So Helen is saying, I get overwhelmed and paralyzed. Yeah, it's like then you can't do anything. It's so overwhelming. There's so much to do. You don't end up doing anything. Yeah, I get it. I get it. Yeah, like self-soothing. Yeah, self. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So what's to stop you from bringing it at the
Binging
library?
library, internet binging at the library.
Well, for one, job. For two, they're not open all night. So I'm not going to be sitting there at midnight watching videos at the library. I'm not going to be there. I don't even know what time they open up now. So time constraint. So there is that. Not saying that I couldn't go, but I do work, so I can't go all day long. And I don't like being around people. So there's that factor too, that I would actually have to stay all day amongst people. So there are a few more factors with the library that would keep me from doing what I do here. Because honestly, I think I sit and watch YouTube more than any human being.
Probably not.
It's like, Lord have mercy.
It's probably not. I mean, it's probably. I'm not saying it's not a lot. I'm just saying that it's probably you're probably not in a small minority there. No, but you'll plan your activities around the hours. Treat your time as a reward. You can't be on unless you get XYZ done first. That's what I do. I in my head I go right. My treat is XYZ, and I'm going to do it. And then when I finish all this, then I can go do the other thing. She doesn't like people either.
Well, that's funny because, I'm not that type of person. I make lists and I never finish a list. And it's not that I didn't have time. It's that I just sat down and
to avoid doing it. That's why.
So if I didn't have it there, even if I was trying to avoid it, to me, if I'm sweeping a corner or
Devin says, I watch YouTube and crochet, and I've been selling my crochet lately, so I'm being productive while I watch LOL. I like it, Devin. Hey, Steph.
So I don't know. Like I said, it's just a dichotomy of one way, and I just go round and around and all around about stuff.
And like you said, these are thoughts that you have. You're processing it. You're processing it with us. It's a process. You're not saying you're giving it up tomorrow, or you're not saying that. What you're saying is, this is how I feel.
Yeah, I'm trying to.
And I think
the clutter in the house is one thing, because I know I can get rid of stuff and it's not going to bother me. And that I need to get rid of. I'm at that point to where I need to get rid of it. So it's got to go. Hopefully some of it will go in sales and stuff. Otherwise it's just got to go.
This is what I've told him to do. I do this. So Devin says, I also bought myself some Bluetooth headphones. Yes, same. I listen to video podcasts and clean. I listen to podcasts. So because I find things very boring unless my mind is constantly going. Something has to be, and I don't, whether you're talking to me, whatever, I have my Bluetooth little earbuds or headphones, whatever, put it in my ear. I find, because I'm all about the murder podcast. So I listen to murder podcasts and crime podcasts, and and some of them are long, like an hour. In an hour, I can get so much done, and I'm listening. But what I'm really doing is listening to something that's entertaining me, not thinking about what I'm having to do. So it's like, oh, cool. So I don't have to, because watching, I'm the same as you. If I sit and watch people, I will get drawn in like you do. Like I'm like, nothing gets done. I can't watch people or watch videos when I'm doing stuff, because I will, much like you, get sucked in. So what I've started to do is Apple Podcast or Spotify on your phone, it's free. If podcasts are free, they have commercials, but they're free. You can just skip past the commercials. And I listen to podcasts while I'm doing this, that, and the other. Do you know what I mean? Like, so I'm listening to the Bird podcast while I'm cleaning, listening, doing this and that, because that's kind of mindless, but when I listen to, it's very interesting. So it gets me, it pushes me through what I have to do. So that's just me. I just, and you don't have to listen to true crime. You can listen to like old Hollywood stories and stuff. They have all kinds of different podcasts.
My thing is, I don't really like that. I I'm not big on
Listening?
having that while I'm working because even at my work, the people I work with do that. They'll listen while they're doing, and I don't like that. I like quiet.
Uh, see, exactly. When I was what was I watching the day, and I was sitting there, and what I was doing was sitting in front of me for like 25 minutes. I'm like, I got to stop doing that. I got turn it off. You know, but I don't turn it off forever. I turn it off so I can get stuff done. I like listening to stuff in my ear. I boop it because it's the kind of thing where my mind's always going, so I have to always have something in it, listening, something giving me information. Da, 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 da. So, because I know what I'm doing. What I'm doing doesn't require much. It's not. It's like a chore I do all the time or whatever. So I can pay attention to the podcast and then get on and do like you said, go do tasks around the house, do this, do that. I like to listen to Reddit story. Girl, where is that at? Devin, where is it? Child, tell me. Message me on Instagram. Thank you. And tell me where that's at. Because I love a Reddit story because I like being everybody's business too. So ooh, yeah. Ooh, the gossipy stuff. Yes. Oh, I love a Reddit story. Oh, please tell me. Um, so I do. I love a Reddit story. Or there's the one that I like. Is it that chapter on YouTube? There's a guy called I don't know with Mike, and he has this thing called Bad Chapters True Crime. Love it. But he also has a podcast, so I don't have to watch his videos. I can listen to him. And that's just how I do. I'm not saying it's for everyone. And I think who was it that said, was it Sandy that said she had to have something this that that so same with me. What I started to do is because it's been hot here, a whole whopping 79 degrees. Anyway, um, I listen to snowstorms. I have the snowstorm on YouTube. I lock my screen and I go to sleep with on my phone, listening to snowstorms because it makes me psychologically feel cooler. He said, I watch YouTube for videos that might help me accomplish a certain task. Love home improvement. Yeah. Yeah. Cooking documentary videos. Yeah.
Yeah, I do that too, and I never get my tasks done.
He never tested out. um, but I just think, you have to fight. Like with me, I mean, according to Beth, I have ADHD. That's Beth. Sweet treats and pretties because that's her job. That's what she does. She can diagnose people. And she asked me one time, have you ever been diagnosed with ADHD? And I said, well, no, not officially. And she said, well, I'm pretty sure you have it. I was like, thanks. And so I have to constantly be like something in my ear, something constantly telling me, da, 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 da. Ooh, trials. That's what it is. It keeps my mind busy so I can function. That's what it is.
See,
Yeah,
and it's so funny how different we are because I just if I've had all day long of videos and music I've listened to and all that stuff, I need quiet.
but so listen. So read what Devin put. Get your glasses on. Yeah, and that's
Exactly. That's what I'm trying to say. Working with myself and figuring out what I need to do to I think sometimes just not knowing everything that's going on constantly is a good thing. And I know you say you can't go back to the whatevers. I could. I, for me, myself
you're
could.
the only person there, sweetie.
For my, yeah, that's what I'm saying. If I decide to do this, that would be it. I would never hear from my sister because she doesn't call. All she does is text, and she hates talking on the phone. And the other people that I know text. We never get together. There's there's no human interaction anymore.
The trials. Ooh, I'm gonna have to listen to the trials. I love peace and quiet. I think certain people have that busy mind, and they have to have something to keep the mind busy while they do the like everyday task. And that's who I am as a person. I have to have, and I am fully paying attention to the podcast, not necessarily because what I'm doing is a task that is something I've repetitive for me. I can do it with my eyes closed, XYZ, blah blah. I can still concentrate, but I have to have my mind busy all the time. It's just it's a strange, weird thing. I thought I was alone in that, but it's good to know I'm not. Yeah, um yeah, girl, they don't know what TV license is here, girl. They don't know. They don't understand what to pay for BBC, but I don't watch it. But if you watch all the other channels, so it's a pain in the butt. Dave watches BBC. I watch all streaming. So if it was up to me, we wouldn't even have BBC. I've been feeling it. I want to be near people, but like quietly sitting around a campfire. Yeah, it's it's just it's finding that balance, and for some people, it's very very hard. Like yourself, it's very hard to go. Right today, I'm just gonna. It is, and we could say it's your personality. We could say it's that mindset. It's like let's do this and that. And sometimes someone can't turn that corner. It's very very difficult. It's like, well, just change your mindset. Well, if I could, Linda, I'd already done that. uh, yeah, and I mean, I just. Oh, what are you doing? Oh, it's the cat. Um, there she is.
And it might be, something where I have to shut off for a while just to
Catch up.
reconnect myself
Yeah.
and figure out what the heck is wrong with me. to make myself get to get to where I want to be.
Right. And that's okay to turn off for a bit. I get that. A hiatus. I like it. Mm-hmm.
But my thing is, I just have a feeling I would enjoy it. And that hiatus would probably be a permanent.
It's okay to take a break. Devin says it's okay. And
I know but in order for me to take a break, I have to get rid of it. I can't just have it on and
no,
like I said, put the cables in the car and lock it up, because I'll be crawling out there at midnight going, Lord, it's like because I like doing experiments. We all know I've done this stuff. It's like that electricity thing. After that third day, it was like, oh, hell no. We're done with this. That electricity's coming back on now.
So Beth is like, I'll be very social for a couple of weeks and have yes, I'm the same. After a whole week of work, sometimes I want to talk to people. And I don't talk to that many people at work, but I do have to deal with people at work. And a lot, okay, Momo, hang on. She's meowing, child. And a lot of it's like, science and math, and I got to explain to people, blah, blah, blah. And when I get home in the evening, I turn off, man. Or in the afternoon, I turn off. I'm watching junk TV. Leave me alone. So it's so frustrating, especially when doctors say things like, stop and count to 10 before you speak. Okay. See, I'm not doing that. You're going to get right off the bat before, yeah.
Well, and that's, I don't read anymore. I used to be a reader.
I love to read.
Used to read just copious amounts of books and quickly. And I don't do that anymore because I'm watching YouTube and on the phone. And there's the thing, the fear. If this is not with me,
you'll be all right.
If you walk out the door without this phone and everybody cannot tell me you do not have that sense of fear. Oh my God, I've forgotten my phone. What am I going to do? What if I don't have my phone? We never had phones before. They were in the house and you didn't take nothing with you.
No.
Huh?
Yeah, 20 years ago. We didn't have phones.
Well, more than that by now. We're old now, Dolores. Come on.
I know.
More than that.
Oh, more than that. Yeah, well, here's the thing. I've left my phone. As long as I know it's at the house, I'm like, it's in my room. I know it's charging fine. I'll go off on my way. Because I don't have to be in touch with someone 24 hours a day. I don't have to record or film everything I do. I don't have to let people know where I'm at because I'm grown as. If I get got by a serial killer, that was meant to be. I You'll find out about it on the news. Yeah, I don't have my phone.
This is my social crutch because I can pretend to be checking emails or talking to somebody or doing something, and I don't have to deal with people around me. Like when I go to the frickin' laundromat that I have to go to now, just because I don't want to be around crazy people, I am on this phone playing games just to bide my 25 minutes to get that wash done. Or if I'm standing somewhere waiting for somebody, I'm on this thing just to pass time away. We didn't used to do that.
I tell you what, Dave, 95% of the time forgets his phone at home, and he's 69. So I was like, you got, he'll be like, I'll be like, you got your phone on you? No. Why? No reason. Do you know where it's at? Yeah, it's at home. Cool. And then that's it. We go on our way.
That's the way with my sister. She usually doesn't know where her phone and stuff
Yeah.
is.
I
But I
can
think that's
I can
because that's
find my
the
phone.
other generation ahead of us, the boomers. But we were in that starting period of this coming on.
Yeah.
The Gen
We
Xers.
felt like our generation felt like we had to catch up and quickly.
So that's the dichotomy right here with me as a Gen X is all the technology and no technology. I've been there through both.
For Dave. Yeah, you don't
So
care.
I know how one way is and one way is not. I was not grew up with this stuff like a lot of the people do now, and they have no idea. So I don't know.
Yeah, correct, Deb, which I can do on your phone now. Yeah. I mean, I like it. I don't know. Sometimes when I go back home to Houston, I'll go get a Houston Chronicle, which is a local paper, and I'll thumb through it. Because it's just so cool. And sometimes I get the Times here, the newspaper. That's like the Sunday one because it's big. It's got all the good stuff in there. But you can read the Times online. But I like a newspaper.
I don't know. One of the things the other day, because everything's run by the internet now.
Absolutely.
As we learned with the airplanes and all that stuff, it's all run. But I seen watching my YouTube and my Instagram reels and stuff, and I can't remember what this was on. I think it may have been Philip DeFranco. He's a news sort of person. So, GPS, because they were talking about space wars. So if they took down the satellites, if GPS goes out, that takes so many things out that it would cost because they were breaking down what it would cost the different countries. It would cost $1 million. I believe it was $1 million. I don't think it was $1 billion. I think it was $1 million a day if the GPS goes down, and what they would lose as far as being able to do things.
Well, they probably lost that when Microsoft went. Well, it wasn't even Microsoft. It was, oh God, what was her name? The company that was updating the security for Microsoft. Here's my thing. Yeah, it would be bad if the internet went down. I mean, that can happen through electromagnetic storms, which is what aurora borealis are. Electromagnetic storms. That they're concerned that if there's a big enough one, cloud strike. Yeah, there's a big enough electrical, storm that could happen anyway. So, listen, nature gonna take it back when nature's ready.
And the most scary thing for me is the AI stuff. Because you don't know what's real and what's not. It's getting so good that you have no idea. And I use it on eBay. I let the AI do my description for me. I mean, but that's the thing. You don't know if a person wrote this or if an AI wrote this.
The wording you've already, it's based on the description. So when you say he may use AI, okay. So what happens is when you go in to list something, you have to tick all these boxes. Is it British? Is it vintage? Is it porcelain? Da, 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 da. So it takes all that and uses people language to then give you a flowery description. Do you know what I mean? So it's not really like thinking
Yeah,
for you.
there are times I have to go back in and correct it because I'm like,
I do.
what did you just say?
Yeah,
That
sometimes
doesn't
I
even
will
make
put in,
sense.
like I will leave in most of the things that AI on eBay puts on, but some of it's like, no, this is bullshit. That's too much, and I'll take it out because no one's going to read all this. You know what I mean? I wouldn't read all this, so I just leave the important bits in and take all the flowery. Will look great in your kitchen and when you entertain. And nope, taking that out. So they're taking what you've put in, when you're listing all the things, this, that, and the other, and then going, okay, we'll word it like this, and we'll say it's this, that, and then half of it you take out because it sounds stupid. So it's not, I mean, you know what I mean? Just say it.
So I like that, but then again, it's made me lazy. I don't have to think. I don't have to write. I don't have to do any of that. Where before that happened, when you went into eBay, you had to put all this stuff in and type all this stuff
Complained about
and
that.
repeat what was already up that you did just to make sure it's in because they wanted in the descriptions too. And oh,
It may, here's the thing. It's just it's trying to make it easier for the Okay, well that's true. AI does spread misinformation. But on eBay, when you're using AI on eBay, it's just basically taking what you've put in and putting it into a small paragraph, basically, which is a description of the item you've got. So, you know, well, AI is a bit more complicated than that. It learns based on what is available. We are having this argument at work how much AI we want to let it. Yeah, we don't have any AI at my work at all because a lot of what we do is based on people creating it, and it has to be.
Donna, there you go.
It has to be. Uh, yeah, that's true. Yeah. Uh huh.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That could make me, as I've said, being lazy with YouTube, having something else. Well, I can just let it be. And if that's a school thing too,
Yeah.
I don't know how they're dealing with that now.
100%.
That makes you less doing things, sort of like becoming the people of Wall-E.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, look, we with our generation and even the millennials, we all know how to. No, I'm not saying Gen Z doesn't, but it's kind of stopped with the millennials where we all had to write our own papers, even do this and do that. And yes, the millennials had the internet to look stuff up in, but they still had to basically write their own thing. They couldn't plagiarize. Now you could get AI to write it for you and and the teacher would be like the next generation, the Gen Z, they could have AI write it for them and be hard pressed to prove that that kid didn't write it. Do you know what I mean? So, hey Daniel, uh, so so you know what I'm saying, like, and it isn't, and like LaDonna says, a new shiny thing. There's no way we would be using AI because what we create, someone physically has to create the things, create a spec to make what we make. There's no way around it. It has to be done. I've not seen where they can do it with AI, and I doubt. I mean, it's very technical. It is also machine dependent. So you can't say I want to put this on this machine, but I can put it on all these machines because it doesn't work that way with what we make. So, that's just the truth. But
It's so fascinating. See how we've went from what I started with, how this just spreads out into so many things.
yeah. Now we're on AI. Now we're all mad at it.
Yeah, and I've taken up a whole hour.
That's okay. That's what Double D's about, dude.
No, I want to. Do you feel like talking about your stuff?
No, I'll save it for next time. It's one of those things that is evergreen. It'll last.
Evergreen.
Evergreen.
Unlike mine, which will be changed in 2 minutes.
Yeah, I think, I probably would be surprised, but it's the kind of what we do is, I'm sure eventually it'll get to that point. where something else can do it, where AI can put the information, AI can do it. But at the moment, but you probably get a lot of fuck ups, a lot of mess ups, but because it's someone knowing what certain things do and how certain things react, and that's kind of,
Yeah, they were talking about how now, like with news stories, what it took 2 or 3 people to write, now it's doing like 200 stories a day, where it took 2 or 3 people to write a few stories a day. Now it's just generating all this stuff left and right. But back to, I don't know. I feel entrapped within all this. And it's my own doing, like you said. But it's also, like I said, let's say I have a problem with alcohol. Am I going to have a bottle of liquor sitting in the house, looking at it all the time? And if I don't have the right personality, am I going to grab that bottle?
So what you're saying is you're addicted to YouTube.
Yes, or like the potato chip. That's what I'm saying. In order for me, my personality, I'm going to have to do something radical.
Well, it can produce my content. I get bored of making videos. Here, make my videos for me, AI.
Hey, I've never thought about that. Maybe I should try that. Will you make a video for me, AI?
Yeah. Could go to work for me too.
And make it good.
Oh
my gosh. So I don't know. We're just contemplating life right now,
and you know what, you when you're ready, you'll make the decision either way, and I know you will. What are glitter cups?
Me, I'm Glitter Cups. Oh, we had a chat all about this. That was going to be my
OnlyFans name,
stripper name, or OnlyFans name, or something like that. Yeah,
I like it. Well, I mean, if you can pay them for glitter cups, you gonna stay on it. Let me tell you what.
Oh Lord, don't give me something else. Well, I'd be watching YouTubes. I wouldn't have enough time to shake my glitter cups for OnlyFans.
Okay. Well, y'all, we're at the top of the hour, and we had a lot of fun with you guys. Thanks for all your input. Thanks for, trying to talk Daniel out of going off grid. And we appreciate you coming by, y'all. If you're not following Daniel, follow. I'm sure you all are, and we'll be back in 2 weeks. We'll be back in 2 weeks, and we'll be back on Daniel's channel, and we'll be putting it out there on the social.
Have the internet, we will.
If he's still on the internet, we will. If not, it'll just be me. Maybe you can phone it in. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
I'll be at the library.
Just you'll be the chat. All right, guys, take care. We'll see you soon. Bye.
Bye.